Hey guys, how's it going? What is it? Happy Hump Day. Oh, speaking of water bottles, one of the things I'm looking for is, because, you know, this is one of the things that was in Jillian's book, and I've read it before, but again, you guys, all this stuff is kind of starting to pay attention, and it's all intertwined. It's not like I'm talking about anything that, you know, water bottles is going to make you lose 10 pounds. I'm saying this is about overall longevity and health and wellness and the environment. It's all tied together. But if you've been doing what I do, sometimes I get a big case of these water bottles at Sam's Club, well, Costco. I don't shop at Sam's Club anymore. It's where I met my ex-husband, which is why I don't shop there anymore. But anyway, I get a big case of these, right? And then it's silly because I feel silly throwing them away, so I take the top off and I'll refill it with my filtered water from the Brita, right? So I use it a couple times. Well, guess what? If you take these, like I was, and take them to the gym, and then say you leave it in the car because you finished it, and then you bring it back in, it's been sitting out in the heat, bad. Anything, just try to think of, to keep this simple, anything where plastic, whether it's saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever. I think there's certain brands of saran wrap that are okay because they've formulated it so, but anything plastic, do not heat in the microwave. Don't leave in your car. If you've got kids with sippy cups and you leave it in the car and it's hot and it gets heated, it changes, I don't know if I'm saying this right, it's changing the chemical properties. The crap is seeping into your liquid. That's how it gets into your body and your bloodstream, causes all kinds of things. You guys, this is stuff to pay attention to. I know that Sheryl Crow is really big on talking about this. I think she's a firm believer that this contributed to her breast cancer. I'm not saying that anything's right or wrong or whatever, but read up on it. If you don't believe me, I'm not saying like I discovered this. I'm saying that this is what I'm reading and I'm finding. So I had a bunch of water bottles in my car and I threw them all out. I put them in the recycle bin because I know that it's been hot. We've had some 70-degree days, some 80-degree days, so I got rid of them. What I really want to do, and I didn't like the ones I saw today, but they now have like aluminum and some metal water containers specifically so that you can just reuse that. And, you know, we all stop buying trillions of these water bottles. Granted, they're recyclable, but still, you know, start using the same container. So actually, oh, that's a plastic one. Well, I mean, you can use a plastic container, but you've got to make sure that it's not getting heated. You've got to make sure that you don't leave it in a hot car, anything like that. So keep that in mind. But you guys, one of the other books I told you I just finished reading was this Monica Seles book. And if you're interested in it, excellent, excellent. This is not a diet book. This is not a workout book. It's not a training program. It's her story of what she's gone through. And I had to share part of what she wrote in here. And by the way, if you're interested in picking it up, I have the link to Amazon on, you know, Buy Kelly stuff. But listen to this. You know, she's talking about, this is in the introduction, she's talking about how every year, tell me if this sounds familiar, every year, come January, she was writing in her journal what her goal was. You know, January 1, a binding, unbreakable, must-do resolution, lose 30 pounds. This number is non-negotiable. So far, off to a good start. Ran on the treadmill at 7 miles an hour for an hour, did 300 sit-ups before a 2-hour hitting session. Ate 1 piece of wheat toast dry and water with lemon for breakfast. 1 apple and 1/2 a baked potato dry for lunch. We'll have 1 piece of grilled chicken breast and a small salad with no dressing for dinner. I will lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks. I will do it. If I can tell you how much this sounds like stuff that I've written in my journal or my diet book or whatever, I cannot even tell you. Then she said she just looked back at her journals over the past, you know, 8 or 9 years, and every year it was the same thing. I've got to do this, I'm going to get stricter, I'm going to get harder, I'm going to work out more, I'm going to eat less. And she said I always started off doing well and then I would binge, blah, blah, blah. And she said people would ask, you know, you were an athlete, weren't you working out every day? Didn't you have the best trainers and nutritionists? Yes, on all of it, she said, but I was still fat and became an expert in hiding my body. It's amazing how the benefits of a 6-hour workout can be destroyed during a 20-minute eating binge. Here's the key that just hit me, and I was like, whoa. She said, you know, she was going through all of this dieting, crazy diet, you know, trainers and all of this. She said, then something happened. I took a break from tennis and took a huge leap of faith. I got rid of all of the experts and advice givers, stopped counting calories, threw out my long-standing, rigidly adhered to schedule, and began to spend time alone. I stopped looking for answers on the outside and started listening to the quiet voice inside of me, which is kind of so what's going on with me right now. A total shift in my mind was taking place, and suddenly I knew that the problem wasn't what I was eating, it's what was eating me. Isn't that like so well said? In the blur of this nonstop tennis tour, I'd never had enough time or enough quiet to be alone, to listen to myself. It was like I was getting to know someone I'd seen around but never really let into my life. And to my surprise, I liked her. I began to take baby steps out of my comfort zone and do things I never would have considered before. And as my days filled up with quality, my stomach stopped feeling so empty. Somewhere along the way, my body and my mind formed a truce. I stopped looking for the elusive one and only answer to my problems, and my life began to fall into place. And then she says, I have something to tell you. It doesn't have to be that way, meaning all of the craziness and the dieting. You can change your life if you want to. I got to tell you guys, and then this is just the story of really, you know, what she did. The years of training, the years of doing all of this, and how she just couldn't seem to get it right, and she kept punishing herself. And it's just kind of going along with what I feel like has happened to me. You know, discovering that, yeah, what I've been thinking and what I've been feeling for the past 6 months is right. It makes me feel better, that there's a reason or reasons why I've been working so hard and killing myself. And then, you know, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm getting some areas are better, but I feel like I'm just a rat in a cage, just running and running and running and not even enjoying my life. And it's all this stuff is coming together. So I hope when I vlog and I tell you guys this stuff, like it's making sense to you. We all have to, you know, find that inner peace. We all have to find, you know, find your mojo yourself. I can't do it for you, but what I'm telling you is it feels so good. It feels so right to be approaching my health and wellness from a more, I don't know what else to say other than reasonable, calm perspective. Am I where I want to be yet? Absolutely not. Do I know that I'm going to get there? Yeah. And I know that I'm not going to kill myself along the way. I'm going to get up every day and enjoy and look at my workouts and what I'm eating as, you know, wow, what am I going to have today? Instead of, oh my God, you know, what did I do? I screwed up. I didn't do that. I better do this. I've got to do 4 hours of cardio tomorrow because I didn't do this. And, you know, oh my gosh, somebody wants to go out to lunch with me. Well, that's going to ruin everything. And then I'm going to be late. I don't want to live like that. And believe it or not, that's how I've been living. And that's not right. That's just not right. So I am just feeling more excited every day. I'm doing so much reading. I actually picked up, I can't believe it, picked up these 2 books today. Whoever would have thought that I'd be looking at like raw foods? Do I honestly think I could ever go 100% raw? I don't know. But I don't want to say that now because who knows? The way that I'm going now, the stuff I'm eating is so different. And honestly, you guys, I mean, it's very easy for me to say that I could go pretty close to being vegetarian at this point. Eating no chicken or turkey, and even really saying, hey, you know what, I don't need to eat steak. I love steak, but I don't, you know, if somebody said, oh, for your health, you can't eat it for the rest of your life, I could deal with it, you know, that's not a problem. Seafood is what I do like to have, so, but why do we need to worry about a label? Who cares what I call myself? I'm going to eat what I want. I don't need to answer. It's not like I'm joining a club and paying dues and they're going to punish me if I'm, you know, not following the vegetarian rules. So there's that. But I don't know. I just can't tell you. It's like this light has come on and I'm excited. I'm back to being excited about my workouts and my training again because, you know, like I said, it's like a menu. There's all these different things that we can do to be healthy and active and to improve our bodies and our minds. And why not look at it that way instead of looking at it like, you know, like we're punishing ourselves. It shouldn't be. God didn't make this world that way. He didn't make what's in, you know, nature that way for us to, it's there for us to enjoy, not for us to like, you know, totally punish ourselves and say, focus on every day what we can and can't have, or excuse me, more so what we can't have. So anyway, I'm rambling on, but I guess I wanted to let you guys know kind of where I'm coming from. And I'm learning so much, and I'm hoping that I can share it with you along the way, and whatever you're interested in, go nutty and enjoy it. And if you are tired of hearing me talk, guess what? Change the channel. You guys have a great rest of the day. I'm gonna sit down and read and have a cappuccino. Yeah, that sounds good.